Yay.
I think, yeah. How do I change the name of it? That's curious.
Generic Twitch stream.
Yeah, well, I'd like to change the name of it, but the window that's usually gives me the option isn't appearing.
We can give people even less context.
Exactly. We don't need context where we're going. All right, then. Give me a sec. I'm going to link you the stream. I'll put it on Discord for you. I'll just put it on Discord, the best channel. And then... Cool.
You know how in Discord they want you to have a proper username now?
Do they?
Oh, you've got a proper one. You're Ferg01.
Oh yeah.
Instead of being whatever and then a collection of numbers, which I'm pretty sure Discord is the only social network that's done such a system.
I opted to. Yeah.
Just Ferg01. I haven't done it yet, and I wonder how long I can just get away with not doing it.
Are you attached to your number?
No, but I feel like there's a lot of pressure to choose a username now, as opposed to, I don't know, and I do like my number. I feel like I'm a hash key 4454 sort of person. Maybe I can make that my username.
Like a robot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ferg01 bot.
Did you get the link?
Yes. Super nerd.
Did you see it? Yeah, it took me all of 5 seconds to draw in these things for us. As a
Twitch was already muted, which I think was quite a nice gesture from Twitch. Gesture.
Gesture.
Jester.
The gesture cat from Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so how do we usually start this off? So we play. What do we do? Do we come up with the characters first, or do we come up with the
I'd say this is a question based, that the structure of the game, it comes from just interrogating one another, taking turns to interrogate.
Okay.
Until you decide that the interrogation is over and you commence interrogating yourself.
Yeah.
So what kind of town do you think it is that we begin our adventure in?
I think it's maybe a brown town.
Brown-based town. So that brings to mind just classic high fantasy setting, Mick Willowvale. Has it got a tavern?
I mean, shouldn't every town have a tavern?
Yeah. Bare minimum one tavern, which is where the murderers go to loiter.
I think the tavern in this town is it's like a outhouse. It's like a portaloo.
Yeah, it's the collective bathroom. It's the community space. It's like the Roman public baths, but it's a public toilet.
Exactly.
So people just tend to meet. Do people linger there?
They're gonna have to wait around outside, aren't they? I think maybe queuing for the tavern is sort of where it all begins.
Does that mean there's only one toilet? It's just a portaloo, a brown portaloo.
Exactly, the brown.
Yeah.
In Brown Town.
do people that's just the only sort of bathroom facility? Are people allowed to go other places? Is there laws, or is it social custom that people all use just the portaloo?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think that like there would have to be some sort of government oversight mandating that people, you know, don't like bend to their primal functions and just relieve themselves wherever possible.
But that means everyone's got a queue for the tavern. Or is there multiple?
Yeah, everyone has to use the outhouse.
And that's okay. So it's a tavern.
That's gross.
Okay, and in that queue,
he's got like everyone in this world has a foot for a hand.
Yeah. Okay. That's yeah. You'll get given like a foot for a hand as your starting like weapon.
Yeah, but you can change what your hand is.
You can change it to like a insect mandible. Oh wait. How do I draw an insect mandible? Sort of like that. Or it can be a key.
Oh, a key! That's so cool. That's like a thief. Yeah, that's a good insect mandible.
And okay, so
can you like respec as you go through your life, or do you like kind of like decide that you want a key for a hand, and that's just like your life from then on?
I feel like you've got to dedicate a certain amount of time into like it's a lot of effort to respec.
Oh, it's like RuneScape.
Exactly. Is that what RuneScape is like? Is it less effort to just like start a new character?
Oh, it's not less effort. It's because like it takes it's just like a grind. Everything is a grind based sort of thing. There's a lot of repetition involved
to ensure that you're always on it.
Yeah, it's sort of like a I like this. I appreciate this. This has like the sort of like the feeling of playing a fantasy video game already.
Well,
there's like an MMO, really. Yeah. Like a free-to-play MMO.
And the starting town is Brown Town, where there's one tavern and it's an outhouse.
Yeah.
And that's where it begins. That's where it always begins, but... one tavern, that's that one there. Okay.
But the tavern is actually an outhouse. It's a portaloo.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes. And so, what's your character? What are we doing? Why are we queuing here?
Well, my character needs to go to the bathroom. Okay. I imagine that seems like the motivation that would bring our characters together.
Okay.
But Mike.
What?
I feel like, I don't know, maybe my character is a sort of like illegal carpenter. Who has like ambitions of building like another tavern where people could also go and use it as like a bathroom.
An entrepreneur.
Yeah, but he you know, he's against the zoning laws that have created the situation, like the towns, brown towns.
A maverick, a sort of rebellious type.
Yeah.
What does your character look like? Do you have any references?
A reference.
Yeah.
Wow, a specific reference.
That doesn't have to be a specific reference.
And maybe it does. It could look like like, oh, I don't know any actors is the thing. Alan Rickman.
Okay, we can do that. Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
He was like...
He's Snape.
Isn't this Alan
right?
Rickman?
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he looks like that. That is what he looks like. So I'm that guy. That's me getting... Hello.
Hello. Alan Rickman's he's angry. I remember his face to be really angry all the time.
Yeah, that looks like the puppet guys.
Oh shit!
Neil Ciceraga's like puppets.
Yeah. Puppet Potter and pals. And so.
But so he actually has built as a carpenter, he's already built his own facilities at home, but for public appearances he needs to kind of like make a showing at the tavern, and when he does so he makes like scathing remarks about how ridiculous it is to be waiting in queues.
Okay,
but that alienates him from the rest of Browntown.
Is disappointed.
Yeah.
Is that how I spell Q? It is. No, it doesn't matter.
I think it's 2 P's.
Well, it's fine.
That's good enough, though.
We'd have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Carpenter.
We've already achieved enough perfection.
Carpenter. What class is that? Is that the class that he is?
I feel like you want to be a carpenter, you'd be like a plumber. Well, I guess he'd be a carpenter/plumber because probably like the level of carpentry that you need to build an outhouse is not that much, really.
No. Maybe he needs to dig as well. Or do plumbers dig? Is that like part of their skill set?
Yeah, well, he's got a spade for a hand.
Oh shit! Spade for a hand. Yes, that's.
Oh, like wait. Did they use like a wrench for like a U-bend? Maybe like a U-bend hand?
A U-bend hand? The entire...
Yeah.
So he
But that wouldn't make sense because you couldn't use... Then he'd have to just sort of like be at the toilet, present at the toilet, and like doing some sort of functionality where...
That's kind of like... That's like he's like some kind of sewagery master.
Yeah, that makes him the pipe. See, like
exactly.
He's less of a plumber and more of a part of a toilet.
Exactly.
A maverick part of a toilet.
All right.
Maybe there is already in the tavern like a guy performing that function though. There's like a U-bend hand guy in every, and that's why like outhouses are quite unusual because you need like someone that's like.
Well, maybe
the level of engineering is quite low because people can just like. People are the tools. Like they don't exist independently of people.
Ah, yes. That's a great... Yeah, because has to be on their hand. It always has been that way.
Yeah, people can't like imagine it any other way.
Yeah. I haven't thought about making external...
Because you wouldn't really.
No, exactly. It's always been that way.
And it would be unnatural like any other way. It'd be kind of like an abomination.
Well, and also, any other way has been suppressed by the evil government, as it would be in a high fantasy setting.
The evil church, like a JRPG church.
Exactly.
So it's just Catholicism.
But they've all got crosses for hands, or
like torture implements, medieval torture implements for hands.
Well, I think it's like a cross on the. It's like a cross until like they're backstage and they're doing business, so they keep it like a cross in public, and then I have to draw these guys. Hang on, image canvas size. Let's make this canvas way bigger. 8,000. Oh shit. Where are we? Okay.
Is that purple guy your character, or is he just an average citizen of Browntown?
He's just an average citizen waiting for the tavern. So I've not made my character yet. I was sort of...
Okay, he's just an average citizen.
Exactly. I'm gonna draw the evil government church guy.
That's good. I think it's quite like a good writing practice to develop like the arch villain, develop your villains before you develop your heroes.
Well, because I guess you come. The villain sort of should sum up what's wrong with the world. Really, the theme of the world. that they sort of embody, the stagnant sort of horribleness of the world. So it kind of helps you flesh that out, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so I feel like that's good enough. Cross for hand. I'm going to type it because to save space. Why does it keep putting lorem ipsum every time Is that the name of this person?
Yeah, that's a good one. Archbishop lorem ipsum.
Okay, then. Archbishop lorem ipsum is a evil church guy. Helps run the world. Yeah, and we have to illustrate that the hand can be changed for torture implements when not in public.
Yeah.
What's a torture implement? What's like a popular one, like a hot poker?
Hot poker sounds good. We were reading about one the other day. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it. Well, we can. I have to do a bit of a when you know something but you already know how you got to it instead of the name of it.
That's why.
So I'm going to Wikipedia Brazen Bull.
Just do it.
The references there was Iron Maiden, and then in the references for that there was the Pair of Anguish. The Pair of Anguish.
Mm-hmm. The Pair of Anguish.
Which I think of it because it looks a bit like. If you Google it, you'll see what it looks like. It looks quite unrealistic, and it's possibly not real, but that makes it better for our uses.
Oh, okay. So it's quite.
And it's sort of it opens up essentially, it's a metal, sort of tongue-looking thing, and then you put it inside people and you open it up.
Oh, really? Oh, that sounds ghastly. But
yeah,
that's good. We need that in our life.
The visual, but it looks like something that could attach to a hand, so it's got a sense of realism. But maybe that sense of realism is not good, because it's quite funny to have people have really large and unwieldy things attached to their arms.
But I feel like it's also the contrast could be good too. Oh shit.
Maybe he's got lots of minions who have Iron Maiden hands.
Yeah, and depending on your rank, you get more wacky and painful things.
Yeah. I reckon because he's got the privilege of having more mobility if he's just got a hot poker.
Can you link me the guy, the
Alan Rickman?
No, the device.
Oh wait, I have to log. Okay, I'm gonna do it in Discord because I don't have a Twitch account.
Oh no, you don't do it in Twitch. Do it in Discord.
Yeah.
Okay. Or just what is it called? I can maybe.
The Pair of Anguish.
The Pair of Anguish.
I like that he's got a mohawk.
The Pair of Anguish. Oh shite! It is a Pair of Anguish. Wow.
Oh.
Copy image.
But it's the historical accounts have been disputed as suspiciously implausible.
Really?
So I think that we can also use it for that reason. We can use it without feeling like we're being a bit
disrespectful.
Yeah.
If it was in the past and it wasn't punching down too much, it's fair game, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Hot poker. Okay, so your guy. Let's get back to the issues. The main issues. Which is your guy. What's he?
I wouldn't say though that he thinks in terms of he's definitely thinking locally at this point in his level up career.
Okay, yeah.
He's got immediate concerns, so
he's not quite. Yeah, he's still very entrenched in the first act of the.
Yeah, Yeah, he's just like, well, this is like a bit impractical, and he's annoyed about it, and he's thinking of solutions. I'm sure there are lots of people all over, not just Brown Town, but Brown Country, thinking the same things.
Exactly.
And that's why the church needs to be so proactive in rooting out this sort of hedge level.
Hedge, exactly. Okay, so we're queuing up. I should come up with a character then, shouldn't I? I feel like my character, I don't know what it is yet, but I feel like it wants to eat the toilet paper. That's why it's queuing.
Ravenously hungry for toilet paper.
Yeah, it's like a kind of frog that's hungry for toilet paper.
That's quite considering how important that toilet paper would be for everyone in a town. That's quite serious vandalism.
Yeah, he's an anarchist. He's definitely a chaotic, neutral character.
But is he driven by anarchist political ideals or just sheer hunger?
Hunger. He's starving. He's got into a cage there. So.
He looks like a bit of a frog man.
Yeah, he's a frog man. He's a kind of like frog sapien.
Does he have a frog family, or was he born alone, like Cat Dog?
I'm not allowed to give him amnesia. I think amnesia should be banned from this game.
Okay.
I think he has family that lived in the nearby swamp.
Oh, he comes from the swamp.
Yeah, and he realized how delicious paper is after eating it from like discarded newspaper with the which gave like some lore dump earlier on in the story, so we all knew what was happening. And he ate that newspaper, and after he ate the newspaper, he can read things by eating it.
Oh, wow, he must be so smart. Well, not if he's just been eating toilet paper, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. He's not figured out how to eat things for knowledge yet. He's still just on like blank paper, and he's not quite realized himself yet. But that's his one power that he has, is that he can eat paper and read what's on it.
Wow. It's got highly developed taste buds. But like when he does that, is it just like you and I had read a book and we don't necessarily remember all of it, or does he remember it better?
He remembers it.
He's just sort of just regular reading.
He can sort of like remember the sort of broad strokes, but only the parts which his normal like brain would understand, which is not very much.
Oh, that's quite that likewise is quite like a destructive power, really. Sort of just depriving people who might have gained more from the book, arguably, from reading it.
Exactly. The things he benefits, that's why he eating the newspaper was like the catalyst for him sort of gaining sentience, because it was so dumbly written, like it was like a trashy
So he's got a frog family, but this is how he gains sentience, his power.
Yes, exactly.
My gosh.
He's a rare mutation. So he's queuing up, and your character's queuing up to get to the inside of this.
Are we used to your character so are there other frogmen who live in Brown Town or like make use of Brown Town's public facilities, or is he unique?
I think he's unique. I think for the sake of, main character syndrome, he's going to be unique.
How does he feel about that?
Like kind of pressure, kind of nervous. He's got anxiety.
Oh.
There's a lot weighing on his frog shoulders, because while he is quite hungry and he's moved to town to sort of sate his paper eating needs, he's also on a quest to help his frog family rid the swamp of the pollution that is coming out of Brown Town.
a good thing. What sort of pollution is coming out of Browntown?
The brown water.
the brown water. the sewage.
Oh, maybe it's something worse.
Maybe people's like tool hands produce some sort of like byproduct. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the so everyone when they change their hands. It's like they change it in like changing rooms. That's why the tavern also is like a change room. You can't do it in public.
Feral.
If anyone sees you do it, then you implode. But
you implode literally?
Yeah, literally you implode. It's the caveat of this particular power.
Yeah, privacy is quite important in our world. Privacy and
exactly.
Thematically, we have a reluctance to change because changing is evil.
And
this is our anime about how you shouldn't change careers midway through your life. because it's causing the frogs to go extinct.
Exactly. So after people change their hands, they release a byproduct, which is this like really poisonous, toxic slime that you have to sort of you have to get it away from you because it's not very good. And so it's going into the swamps. It's going to where the frogs live, and they're not happy about it.
Do they understand what's happening, or is it mysterious to them because of the privacy involved?
I think it's mysterious. That's why, only the frog, my main character frog, is able to break through that because he's now aware enough to sort of a tabloid magazine where he can sort of.
He ate the Daily Mail.
Basically, yeah, he ate the Daily Mail. That's right then.
Oh no!
Which means he has
hopefully not the Daily Mail. Because he would have internalized some stuff from that.
But he did. And that's the problem. He's now also very racist towards humans. He got the opposite.
But I'm sure that would give him like the anxiety because he would internalize like outsiders shouldn't be in our town, but he himself is an outsider in the town. He's sort of like consumed the worst instincts of the town, and he's sort of like, well, that's surely how everyone feels about me.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how I should feel about me.
Exactly. So he's angry.
He's beautiful. Oh, he's got angry eyes now.
Okay, so yeah, we're queuing up. We got to somehow got to make this event happen. What?
The meeting each other event.
Yeah.
I think we should talk more about Browntown because we've got evil overlords and we have
true. We need more.
The tavern, but yeah. Oh, 1 second.
Jeff?
Hi, Jeff. Hi.
This is the slime that's produced and goes into the swamp. Let's draw some swamp. Okay, the frog family. bloated and dead. Draw a few frogs.
Okay, I'm back. Oh, good frog. Oh no. Oh.
They're not happy frogs. Oh.
No, that's so sad.
It's a very sad universe. This is.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah, it's a bit devoid of good things. People are just sort of relentlessly going through this thing, but the actual, like, the physical laws of the universe are constructed against them.
Shall we maybe come up with some nice element to Browntown to balance it out?
Yeah.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
I maybe, like, people are basically in general, people are quite good. So there's this, like, there's an evil church and they do evil deeds and they're against change. But in general, there's a great deal of, like, giving spirit in Browntown.
Okay, then. Why?
Like, people, it's just that people's way, and it's also just because people get satisfaction every time that they use their, like, tool hand as well. Okay, so people have, like, this inbuilt, like, need to just be like, hey, can I help you out? It's, like, almost overbearing. But can I help you out, my fellow neighbor?
Hey, sir, do you need a hand?
It's sort of like a can I give you a hand pun-based culture.
Exactly. Need a hand? Try my jigsaw hand. No, have my hammer hand.
And so, like, the days tend to, like, go by with just everyone like pitching in a hand to, like, create and solve projects together. In that sense, no one's really, like, left out in Handtown, and there's, like, there's a huge enthusiasm for, like, fixing stuff. People are creators, and
okay, then I'll type this.
Because they just get, like, a massive dopamine hit from it.
Browntown, aka Handtown, is Handtown is a town of very helpful people.
It sounds like a children's story now.
It's always
very helpful people live in Browntown. Everyone's always willing to pitch in.
Exactly. Do you need a hand, sir? Here, take my hand. Do you need a hand, sir? Hand, sire. Try my saw hand. Yeah, I can. That's like, things are generally quite positive.
Yeah, and so there's maybe that's sort of like, you know, instead of it, like, being a bad thing to change mid-careers, like, midway through your life, it's sort of like the bad thing is that people have, like, this desperation to be, like, the most helpful person almost. It's like they can do everything and they want to be the first one. There's, like, a toxic productivity sort of.
Oh, yeah. Toxic
that's, like, the offset. Like, toxic. And so people kind of, like, it's not, like, all the time that people produce, like, that toxic pollution, but it's when people are, like, just changing too much. They're pushing themselves, like, beyond their limits.
They're forcing themselves to be too productive. And and
they're trying to be everything for everyone.
Exactly. So it's actually very much a bad thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this kind of relates to, like, the giving tree.
Oh,
like that kind of story. But that's everybody.
Exactly. What happened in the Giving Tree?
The tree gives away all of its like leaves and branches and apples to a little boy, for the little boy to use as like tools, and as he grows into a man, he like cuts her down with her permission. She's like, "Oh, go for it," and turns her into a boat to sail away. And then he returns to her stump, and she says, "You can use my stump to sit upon," and he sits on her, and that's the ending.
Wow! And so he doesn't learn his lesson.
It's definitely like about the tree rather than about him. He just stays quite selfish the whole way through, and she is only made happy by being with him and being of use to him.
Right, I see. So it's more about, hey, you don't be a stupid tree who gives all their parts away.
It's also like valorizing it at the same time, because it's like the givingness of being a mother or that sort of thing. So it's like be nice to your mother, I would say, is the story. Don't be like the little boy. And also mothers who give of themselves endlessly are very, very good.
Be a greedy person. Don't give anything away. I'm joking. Okay, so all right, so we know more about Browntown. So we're waiting sort of in the queue, right?
Yeah, and it's like a great deal.
There's a great deal of helping out.
A great deal of like, that people are just like, nobody is that keen on the system, but everyone is like keen to try and make everyone feel better about it. So there's a bit of a jolly exchange. And can your character talk?
Yes, but it can only say words that it's eaten before. So to start with, it sort of sounds like very limited. Actually, maybe it's fine. Yeah, I can talk fine. I'm just being contrarian. Just being facetious. Is that it? Facetious? Yeah.
And what do people know about the frogs in general? Would my character know?
Yeah, what does your character know
about like I feel like he has seen your frog guy around town before, because he's been like hungry. He's had this like appetite for paper for a while now.
So he's noticed that.
Oh, but no, people would be against him coming to eat all the toilet paper. People would see him coming, like they would see your character come, and my character, no exception, also would prefer there to be toilet paper.
Exactly.
And we're kind of like, well, get out of here. But my character, I can see that he's carrying a book, and he it's like, he says to your character, "Look, if you've come here to eat all of our toilet paper, why don't you have some have some of like the leaflets in this? I'll give you some of the empty bits of paper there at the start and in front of the book."
Thank you. My character is very happy to eat these leaflets, and it will happily eat leaflets.
So I rip them out and I give them to you, and I say to you, how are you feeling now? Are you still going to eat the toilet paper?
I need more. I'm starving. I need to eat.
I'm sure that there's somewhere else that we could go and get you more paper, because it's really not okay to eat the toilet paper, even though it's the most accessible paper. It's paper that everyone needs.
I read in these leaflets that there is a grand library at the Archbishop's Church.
I can imagine that a grand library would have a lot of miscellaneous paper. Not. I know that people are like quite pro books in general, but I feel like in our tool and use of things based society.
Can you turn your hand into a book? Is that allowed? No, I feel like then I'll have to eat your hand. That's not good.
And I feel like there are limitations to what people can turn their hands into, because it's not. Yeah, people will like make tools. Like people can make book binding tools, but they can't make their hands into like an interesting book to read.
Yeah, okay. That's because, otherwise you could turn your hand into like some game-breaking device that would just make no point.
Yeah.
It'll defeat the purpose of this entire universe.
Yeah, people would just like make their hand into a smartphone and society would collapse.
So, can we go to the... Do you want to take me to the place? Can you take me there? Because I need help.
Well, if I'm not like in favor of you going to the Grand Library and eating all the books there, but I think that if we went there, we'd be able to find some experts in paper, and perhaps you could get some connections with a sort of a paper factory.
Yeah, and maybe you could learn some like new tricks for your carpentry and.
Yeah.
And bits.
In the meantime, there's lots of like leftover paper. If you look in the recycling bins, like people get the Daily Mail delivered to our houses, but we don't really want that. So that mostly just ends up in the paper waste.
Well, I feel like that's boring paper. I'm bored of this paper. I want better paper. I want like meaty, delicious, holy paper. I've been waiting for that. I know it's out there. Okay, stop lying to me. Take me to the good stuff.
So it's not just it's like variety. You're craving variety.
Exactly.
You probably get sick of the toilet paper as well. Then
I'm sick of it, but I can't stop eating it. It's like eating popcorn or like those styrofoam packaging puffs.
So between us and the Grand Library, how far away is Browntown from? What's the name of the main city? Maybe it's like.
We need to draw a map. So we've got Browntown here.
Yeah. Right. We have to like work out how long an adventure this is going to be to get to the Grand Library.
Browntown's that.
Browntown's a bit like it's like a bit of a like got apartment blocks and stuff.
It does.
It looks like Geelong.
Exactly. It's not like it's not medieval or anything, you know.
Yeah, this is actually set in like it's just a alternate reality Australia.
Exactly.
It's a trainees-based universe.
And so we've got
lots of like, ecosystem destruction.
Exactly. Church there and city surrounding church.
At Melbourne.
Exactly, it's on the sea as well, so city church. Lorem Ipsum. Who is Lorem Ipsum?
That was the Archbishop.
Oh, of course.
Oh, who is Lorem Ipsum?
Yeah.
Lorem Ipsum is nonsense, like fake Latin placeholder text.
I see. Thank you. Grand City and Library.
Is that the name of the city?
Yeah, that'll do.
And library, Grand City and Library. The library is so important that it's just like part of the city's name.
Exactly. What do you think's in between these places?
I'd say that it's like a large mountain range.
Okay.
We have to go through a sort of like a cave system to get there.
Oh, yeah. It's very mountainous.
Yeah.
That's the entrance there. Sort of like the dwarf mines.
Yeah.
But some other version.
We have to go into the underworld to get to because the library is so high, I think it's going to make a nice sort of thematic feeling of like having to descend to go up high.
Exactly, yeah. It's close to God. Well, cool. If you want to come along to that, then we can get moving, or we can discuss other obstacles. Like, this could be one of those games where we never even make it out of the first scene because someone's being a twat.
like other members of the town. Maybe because my character is like quite like, yeah, we're going to go to the cave system, and then maybe I can use my shovel hand, and we can I don't know. There's all kinds of things that we can dig through to get there.
Okay.
And then other people come and go. Like they people start competing with my character.
Oh shit! So you start like a trend.
Yeah, everyone hears of your need to your desire to go to the library, and people aren't here to hinder you, but they're being overly helpful.
Oh shit! Yeah, which is going to be quite a hindrance.
everyone that you meet along the way is just going to be like showing you their hands that has like a tea kettle on it, and suggesting that maybe this maybe they're the ones who can really help you get to the Grand City and Library.
It's like, oh, you sure you just don't want a cup of tea, love?
If you're going travelling, you're definitely going to need a backpack. I can sew you one up right now with my needle hand. Well, if you're going to be sewing up a backpack, I think that my loom hand is really going to come into handy. I'll weave you some wool right away. So people start over preparing you, really.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so I feel like we're gonna have to do something drastic to like break free from them. Otherwise, we're gonna be trapped here forever.
My suggestion, like seeing the situation, I'm like, don't worry, I can dig us out of here.
Oh, of course you can. Do it quick.
I begin digging, trying to dig us free.
Okay, which direction do you dig?
Just down.
Okay. There's someone who's got a pneumatic drill for a hand, and they're catching up.
I bloody hate Bobson and his bloody pneumatic drill hand.
He's always been a trouble. I've heard about him from reading. He's the best digger in all of Browntown.
Oh, but he hasn't got any finesse when he digs.
He does it like really poorly. Well, no, he's just like soulless when he does it, I guess.
Well, Bobson and his pneumatic drill hand digs a hole very quickly, and people have to like clear back a little bit because of the big hole that he's dug.
Mm-hmm. So he's getting rid of people at least.
Yeah, he's doing some zoning for us because, you know, like there's rocks and there's dirt flying all around and it's very noisy.
Okay, let's draw his Bobson character. That didn't turn out very good. Yes.
He's so jolly.
Yes, he lives for it. Everyone's too jolly. Oh no, that's not what we want. Okay, so it's just us and Bobson.
Hi.
in a big.
Love you.
In a big, like, pile. No, in the hole. And now we have to figure out a way of getting rid of Bobson. But he's really, like, clingy.
Well, I mean, there's so much to help with, essentially. I guess this is why in like D&D, like generally in media, all the characters are like unnecessarily unhelpful, but it's really just to cut down on the cast. Like the only helpful characters are in the main cast, and everyone else is just kind of like apathetic. But I do like having the conflict come from busybodies just pushing their ways in.
That's quite unique. Okay, so it's just us and Bobson. We're in a hole. I think we should off him.
That's not something that my cultural background, growing up in Browntown, would lead me to do. But maybe, as a animal,
well, as frogs,
different viewpoint.
We've got to off things all the time. We're offing flies. We're offing each other.
Yeah. Have you ever eaten another frog?
Yeah. That's the first thing you
Loads.
do. You eat other tadpoles.
Yeah.
To survive. It's like...
Well, you might have to lead the charge because this is a bit of an unknown concept. But I think that my character is not really a nice guy because he's Alan Rickman as Snape.
Okay, yeah.
So I think that he'd be quite excited that you'd disposed of his rival.
Okay, so
and you'd give him all sorts of ideas, but through this action. So how do you go about it?
I think I'm gonna have to eat him. That's sort of how I know.
That's how you roll.
Exactly. So I'm gonna pretend that he's a delicious encyclopedia, and I'm gonna swallow him. Yeah. Bobson, Ian.
When you eat people, do you learn anything about them?
That's what we're about to find out. I think I've just gained a pneumatic drill for a hand.
Okay, you level up. You just gain features every time you assume something or something. This goes way beyond the Daily Mail.
Exactly, I didn't realise until we started. So now I am.
When you eat other frogs, you just become a healthier frog, essentially.
Yeah.
Gaining anything new.
More frog. But now I've got this for a hand.
Do you have any of Bob's personality, or it's more physical and knowledge-based characteristics?
Yeah, I think it's probably their most it's when Kirby eats an enemy. It's the most obvious sort of thing, and
yeah,
maybe a little bit a paragraph of exposition. I know the synopsis of his life, but I don't know the details.
Does what was Bobson's life like? Does that affect you? You don't really care.
No, I'm still just in it for the frogs. I've not been replaced. I've not replaced enough of my frog self yet with this process.
Yeah.
To have any other motives quite yet. Although I have a strong urge to dig and out-dig you now. Quite.
Oh no. my character sees that you get a pneumatic drill hand, and he's very put out by it.
Oh, damn.
He's this hasn't got rid of my rival at all. It's just made an all around more surly and unhelpful version of my rival.
Well, at the same time, I'm sort of. I still know that you're. We are a team. We're gonna attempt to do this quest.
Yeah. I say, look, if you've got a pneumatic drill hand, and this is silly, I'm going to go through the sort of painful and uncomfortable private procedure of replacing my hand.
Oh, okay. So you're going to hide behind a rock and replace your hand for something more?
I'll go in the outhouse to do it.
Okay.
That's a private spot.
We're not near an outhouse.
That's the only private spot. Oh, well, yeah, that's right. We're in a hole right now.
Exactly. We've got to get out the hole, or maybe we've found ourselves near the mine entrance somehow.
Well, I have a sort of near the mine entrance.
There could be an outhouse near the mine entrance. You can use that.
Yeah. Well, either we've got some sort of thing nearby, some sort of private space nearby, or I'll just dig my own. It'll be my last hurrah for my spade hand. Is digging a sort of private chamber.
Yeah, okay. I'll allow this.
No,
do it. Okay, so what are you going to change your hand to?
Let's think about what would be most useful for our journey. We're going to travel into the cave system, and we're going to go to the Grand Library. And you've got a lot of physical strength, essentially. Like, I feel like your stra is quite high because you're just able to eat people.
Oh yeah, of course.
There's probably no upward limit on what you can eat, really.
No, not in this game.
So I think I'd need my skill sets to be a bit more.
Okay. So you want to be
intellectual? Maybe I can be. I think I'm going to aim to be some sort of building based character.
Oh, so, yeah, like an engineer.
Yeah, so I might get a wrench hand.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You can swap your hand out for a wrench hand. I'm going to start a new document soon, so.
But it's a magical wrench hand, so it can do like it's like a wrench in a video game. You can do a lot with it. You just need like a wrench and 2 bits of wood, and you can make a chair.
Yeah,
because otherwise there's too much.
It's like
too much material involved.
It's like Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. Cool. I accept this. I'm going to save this document and I'm going to make a new one. We've pretty much reached the halfway point at this moment.
Yeah. We're on the halfway of about our 2 hours, our allotted 2 hours.
Exactly, which means we're also halfway through the story.
Yeah, it will end as soon as we hit 6 o'clock.
Exactly.
Wherever we end up is where it was meant to be.
Exactly. Alright, and so I saved that. It's going to delete everything so I can use the same amount of space. Save as 2. Okay, so what's this ghost? Get rid of it. Die. Yes. So we're at the. Are we at the mine then? We're at the mine yet?
Yeah. And the mine connects to the cave system. So we're like in. I think that we dug into the mine shaft. So we're not like.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We just like happened to enter it, and as you were like using your pneumatic drill, we like broke through into the mine shaft.
So.
And then that saves you a bit of digging because we can just sort of like use what the mine's already built.
Exactly. I'd say we've dug about 20% of the way through as well, which gives us like a nice head start. And then, so that's you, that's me, and I feel like I hear something like following us.
As we're walking through the mine shaft.
Yeah.
I think I hear something as well.
What does it sound like?
It's got like a sort of like a bubbling noise. It's like
bubbling noise. Curious.
Yeah, it's like we can hear like a bubbling vats, sort of like on a wheel following us.
Bubbling vats on a wheel. Ooh.
Yeah. That's what I think I can hear. It could be anything really.
Like a pram with
a pram with like a cauldron pram.
Okay, this is sinister. This is getting sinister. So, what I'm.
Do you want to check it out?
I think I can't help but check it out. It's actually coming towards us. And
I feel like our concern wouldn't necessarily be that high. Neither of us, I was raised in like a high trust society, and you're a frog.
Exactly. So there's, like, we look over and there's this like, essentially what you said. It's like a cauldron on a pram.
Is there anyone pushing it, or is it just like a automated
I think it's
cauldron pram.
I look behind it, and it looks like the sort of the shadows of the cave are pushing it.
Oh, wow.
But it's...
Does it seem to respond to us? Oh, it's so cute. It's like a little Ghibli shadow character.
Exactly.
That's so cute. Oh, it's so adorable. Happy little cave shadow.
Exactly. And he's pushing this bubbling cauldron.
I find him very creepy because it doesn't appear that the cauldron is like part of his hand or anything. He's like moving in an autonomous object with nothing on his hands. For me, that's like quite monstrous. It's like a symbol of monstrous. A monstrous creature is something with like two hands.
I'm just gonna draw a character being horrified by that.
It's like a demonic vision.
Yeah. Oh, you got a rest hand. Okay. And my character's just kind of looking at the wall. It's now just lost interest. So I think I hear more of them. I think there's like rows of them. They're all like little miners pushing these.
Yeah. Yeah, they just like start like this is just a guy in the front of the line, and a whole series of them like walk through, quite indifferent to us really. They probably just walk on by.
And yeah, where are they coming from? What are they mining? What are they mining? Are they producing? Are they...
Yeah. What does the liquid look like? I think it's got to be like a sort of like a green.
Okay.
Green classic bubbling thing, unless you have a different thought. Like a witch's cauldron sort of like appearance.
Exactly. That's definitely what it looks like. And it's all coming out of this mine. What are they doing with it?
Yeah. Because they're just going in a line, I think that we can follow them if we want to. And it's like they're going the same way that we were going to go anyway. They're going northeast. Okay. In the direction of the Grand City and Library.
Oh yes, so they are. I think we have to go actually to their processing facility in order to get through the mine anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where the story is going. Okay, so we're going to follow them.
But is your character peckish for this sort of thing?
I'm quite full, I think, from the last guy.
That's good.
I think if I
that's what it's all about. That's what my
yeah.
sorry.
No worries. I was gonna say if I overeat then I'll vomit and I'll lose the power up.
Oh yeah, if you vomit you like lose your power.
Exactly.
Bobson will be back as well, which will have its own host of problems involved.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Bobson will be out here trying to like help the shadows. He'll be like, oh, I've got like if you're going that way, I've got a pneumatic drill and I can make a shortcut.
Yeah, I'm not
just show off.
That, but he definitely did that. Okay, so we follow them. And
I feel confident that there's some sort of like they're really part of like an undercity. They're not like mining something that leaves the mine. They're just sort of like taking it and then like.
Yeah, I agree. That looks
yeah.
Like the case. It doesn't look like these guys go out very much.
And they kind of like they push it along and they take it to an enormous chamber, and the enormous chamber is just the where they dump the bubbling green ichor into a massive bath of bubbling green ichor.
Okay, and they're dumping all this stuff into a big bath.
Yeah, this boiling green ichor into the big bath.
Is there anything in it, or is it just a big...
Yeah, of course. There's like a giant creature.
Okay. What does the creature look like?
Having a bath.
Oh, it's
I think that. I think the creature might be a gigantic, and it's like quite relevant to you, a gigantic sort of toad.
Oh yeah, I can see that. I can see it's a toad. It's lumpy like a toad. It's like it's got a big head mouth thingy.
Yeah.
And he's washing himself.
He's having a soak.
Okay, I can talk Toad if you want me to like communicate with him, and we can ask.
I think that you should
ask him what's going on here.
And because we need to get by, and we should probably make negotiations to assure we're not going to insult him and we haven't disturbed him.
He's kind of in the way, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna ask him like, oh, do you mind? Can we get by? Because we've got to go the other way. We've got to get through here. And, I've got stuff.
Is Frog's speech sort of just like rivet, 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 rivet?
Yeah,
rivet,
exactly. Rivet. Lots of different frog. There's frog noises are varied. They're sort of like. And he says, if you want to get by me, you have to give me... you have to pumice my toad. And he produces his feet, which are like covered in like crusty, like fungusy, rough surface.
Wow, really, like it looks like he's come here after being in the swamp and gone for a big hike.
Exactly. This is his vacation home.
Yeah, where he comes to get serviced. He's like a god of the swamp, but he's pretty he doesn't really do anything as the god of the swamp. He just kind of enjoys the benefits.
Reaps. He has control over these shadow minions though, which is it's pretty daunting.
And this is about the most use he makes of them. He's been alive for a few centuries, or maybe forever. He's like a force of nature.
Yeah, forever.
But he's only made use of this to kind of essentially give himself a spa every day.
Very limited forest god.
And he could ask the cave creatures to do it for him, but he just enjoys being served so much.
Exactly.
I'm sure that there are lots of essentially self-serving kind of hedonistic gods that live in the cave systems. It's sort of the opposite of the people who are obsessed with helping other people. These guys are just obsessed with helping themselves.
Yeah. And he just
my character is quite eager to help him, basically.
Of course, because your character is helpful. Okay, what's your character going to build to help?
Well, my character is going to, as he thinks about it, and he's well, it seems like this is an ongoing problem that you have. It seems like you really struggle with your health. And something that's quite revolutionary about my character is that he thinks about making permanent objects that can help instead of just that was his initial motivation. He wanted to build a new outhouse. But having left Browntown to help your character, I think he becomes really infused about creating a sort of automatic pumice stone. He wants to make a robotic pumice stone to help him.
What does that look like? How does that function?
Also, does he have any funguses or anything? Or it's just really hard and calloused?
It's both. It's a combination of
fungus and callus.
Fungus infection, and he needs.
He
needs a combination of some multifunctioning machine.
I think my character is just going to like construct like a machine gun that not a machine gun, a massage gun that kind of operates with like a string pull, so he can like just lie down and he can just like pull the string, or a cave creature can pull the string, and then it kind of like gyrates around like a gyrating pumice stone, and then it will just like sit, and he can just kind of like put his foot against it.
Yeah, okay, sort of like this, sort of like
yeah,
can stand on some. Yeah, okay. And you make that out of like rocks and sticks, and is that how that works?
Yeah. Using my wrench, and no one ever really does this. No one ever makes. Well, because we're in a mine shaft as well, there's lots of abandoned mine carts around. That's how I get the bits of metal.
Oh, okay.
And the pumice stone is just rocks.
So
obviously,
clarify this: minecart plus rocks.
Yeah, minecart plus rocks
equals this gun.
Yeah.
Crafted auto pumice gun. Yeah, that's worked. He's bowed to you. He's got out of his thingy. He's put his towel on. He's got his towel on and he's bowing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Wow, you are truly a helpful Browntownian."
There's no need to praise me. Helping was all the thanks I need. I'm just so happy I was able to be of service to you.
Okay. Well, he's like, "Now I'll move out the way. You guys are good to go. I think."
And I say to you, did you know him? Because you're both like frogs and whatnot.
I say that's racist. We don't just know each other. It's just frogs. It's fucking loads of frogs.
I say that's fair enough. It's a bit different with humans because all humans know each other in this world.
Oh, in this world, simple world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but frogs don't necessarily know each other.
No, they don't. There is in this universe. There's 20 times more frogs than there are people.
There's like not very many people at all, really.
No, that's why it's a big genocide that you guys have caused, and that's why I'm angry and I want to sort this stuff out. And I think the best way to do so is to go to the capital, eat as many of the delicious books, and become some kind of demigod. That's too much of my plan. So I think what's going to happen is we are getting through the mines, getting close to the exit maybe. I don't think there's going to be much more in the way of our quest. And Ash is disconnected somewhat.
Oh, I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's the mines. I think we're through the mines now. I feel like that's enough mines.
Are we done with the caves? Have we made it through the mountains?
Yeah. I think the toad god, because we helped him. Not me, not you. We helped him. He decided to show us a shortcut, and we rode on the little prams.
Oh yeah, we just like enjoyed like a hot bath on the way out.
Exactly. And we had an express ride to the edge.
So nice. It's quite fun.
Exactly. This is a fun time. Okay, we're having a fun time. It's not all bad times.
No, only for only really the only bad thing is the evil church, and your family's getting destroyed by pollution.
What connection do you have with the evil church? Like, why?
I don't even think of them as an evil church. I don't really know about that. I have like issues with their zoning laws, but I'm not really aware of the scale of their evil deeds.
Well, I once saw the Archbishop Lorem Ipsum, and he was taking pee-pee into the swamp. And since then, I knew that he was a disrespectful man.
What was he taking into the swamp?
A pee-pee.
He took a pee-pee in the swamp?
He took a pee-pee in the swamp.
That's so gross. That's like your people would have done, because your like sensitive amphibious skin would have absorbed his pee-pee.
Exactly. And
that's horrible.
He knowingly ate asparagus before he did that. He did it as an act of contempt. Exactly.
Wow.
As we all know, eating asparagus makes your pee stinky.
He did a really stinky wee in the swamp.
Exactly.
That really is like evil. That is evil. We have to take down the church for that.
Exactly.
Do you tell my character about that? Was that like a conversation that we were having while we were in the barbs?
It was, yeah. It was while we were riding down this flume cave in these baths. I told your character that just to give the exposition and to have some character moment, some character building.
That's outrageous. How do you know that he did it on purpose?
He yelled it. He said, "I'm doing this on purpose. I hate frogs."
Oh, I had no idea that the leader of our people was such an evil man. But doing unhelpful things is deeply against the ethos that I was like raised to believe in.
Well, he's brainwashed you all to do super helpful things while the church is secretly doing not helpful things.
Really?
Exactly.
Well, that's not good. I want to help you to solve this problem. I desperately want to help you to solve this problem.
But then that will mean that you have to do the opposite of help the church. You'll have to unhelp them.
Maybe there's a way to help everyone.
I think the helping of them is the opposite of the helping of me. And if you're going to take that stance, then I'm going to have to push you out of your bathtub and onto the spiky rocks.
There's no need to talk that way about it. I really feel that like once we get to the library and we start like sussing out the situation there, we might be able to find a solution that helps your people, but also helps the people who live in the grand city and library.
Okay, well,
make amends.
I admire your enthusiasm and optimism, but that's not the way it goes in the swamp. It's a frog eat frog world out there.
Well, we're not in the swamp anymore. Maybe you can start to find that life can be a bit better than you've experienced.
It's hard to deprogram yourself from these ways. You see, young Snape look-alike character.
I might look like Snape, and I might have some wild ideas about building extra toilets, but in my heart of hearts, I really just want there to be a better way for everyone in this world. I feel like we can create tools apart from our bodies to really help everyone, not in a way that anyone is getting, like a dopamine hit from. It's just existing to help people and help frogs because that's like good in itself. You don't need to feel good about it. You just have to be happy that these basic things are happening so that better things can happen.
Yeah.
We're not just spending all our time doing nonsense.
Okay, you've convinced me. I am now going to accept your trust and move on with the story.
And so we like burst. There's the cave sprites. They kind of push us to the like it's like a ramp that ends. So like the tracks end, and it kind of like we go wee out of the mountain.
Exactly. We're out.
Yes.
We're gonna. They push us out, and they're like safe travels. Bye bye. And then we fall up the side of the mountain and into.
We land on like a pile of like disused cauldrons.
That sounds really like painful. But that's probably what's going to happen, because where else would this go? Okay.
They've developed like a very, very wasteful system. There's like a whole swamp that is like parallel to your problem on the other side of the mountains. There's like a swamp that's dealing with the problem with these cauldrons.
Oh, I see.
Just getting deposited. But that's another story.
That's another story for another stream. The cauldron surplus pile.
We actually like the god, the frog god. He was a bit of an arch villain of someone else's story, but in ours he was just sort of like a fun character.
In some other universe, he was a murderer, like a horrible universe-destroying character. In ours, he was fine. So we've landed in this pile, and as we sort of like clamber through this pile of disused cauldrons, we hear a commanding voice say, "Hold it! You two! We heard everything in that tunnel because it was echoing out, and we know that you're after the Archbishop, and we're actually his best friends."
Oh no, his best friends heard us talk about him like that.
Exactly. They're like best friends, and it's like the general of the army and the commander of the army, and they're standing there and they want to arrest us.
And I can say I'm really shocked that they want to arrest us, first of all, because I would have imagined that their first inclination would be to help us. What do they have on their hands? I feel like maybe they just have crosses on their hands, right?
Yeah, they got crosses on their hands for now, but one of them's dressed like a pineapple. He's in like a pineapple onesie.
Oh. Is that sort of an official garb?
Yeah, it is. It's one of the highest ranking ones.
That's the High General. Exactly. Well, I'm quite distressed, and I say, listen, it's not what you think. We want to come to the Grand Library just to do some research, essentially, and try, because we're looking to find a better way. Because your best friend, I think he accidentally took a wee in the swamp, and the swamp's been having a lot of problems with pollution. So I think that if we take the time to really work out a solution that helps everyone, that would be for the best.
And he's like, fool, I'm not going to buy any of that helpy garbage. Let's chuck you in jail. And you'll reach the Grand Library under the dungeons of the Grand Library, of course.
Oh, no.
So, unfortunately, we're going to get wagoned off now, I think, friend. Unless we can battle these guys and win. But they look really strong. They look like at least 40 levels higher than us.
Yeah. So I suppose, because I feel like I've stepped into more of a intellect-based class, it's really up to you. If you want to try eating them, you could do that.
I'm still full from the last guy.
Maybe if you eat him, you'll get like a...
Get a what? Ashley?
Yeah, I'm having connection problems.
That's okay.
I might, just to try and resolve it, I'll just like disconnect and reconnect to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. I'll just colour in stuff while I wait.
Yes.
I'm gonna make some filling up the gas, filling up. Okay. Let's do a hyper detailed version of the big toad. Hyper detail, it's all scrunty. That's the only fidelity to do. Where's that happening? Of course, 1 pixel there. No, that's better.
Oh, is it working now?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
Welcome. So, I think like maybe our only option here is to get arrested.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to reload the Twitch so I can see the visual updates. So we're going to get arrested. I think that's all right, and that's really quite convenient. It cuts down on our travel time.
Yeah, it's true, exactly. Gets us to like the end goal within 30 minutes of the stream ending as well.
Yes. And also I feel like jails would be quite a difficult thing in this world. Perhaps there's some sort of like hand restraining device that really is jail. Like you get put in a dungeon, obviously, but you also get a hand restraint.
You get your restraint.
Because otherwise,
yeah.
Otherwise, you can just use your pneumatic drill to escape. But maybe also in this world, people, you know, not being. I don't know. It depends on whether our church, how intelligent our church is. Has our church done something to restrain your pneumatic drill?
Yeah, they've done both of us. They put little cuffies on our special hands.
Oh no, little cuffies!
Which they're like magical little cuffies with gemstones on them that prevent any activity in magics and what you could imagine. You know, the powers is.
Then instead of relying upon our hand tools, we have to use our ingenuity in looking around the jail, and perhaps we'll find a way of escaping.
Yes, let's do that. I'm just going to save this and open one last.
I think that because I have done a lot of digging in my lifetime, because I had a spade tool in my hand for a long time. Mm-hmm. I have like very dig-based mentality, sort of like when all you have is a spade, every problem looks like a piece of dirt, which is to be shoveled away. And so I get a dessert spoon from our dinner. We have our jail dinner.
Okay, yeah.
Which is like potatoes and gravy. So we obviously had a spoon to eat our mashed potatoes and gravy, and so I get that. and I hide it away, and I plan to use it. And I let you in on the plan, of course. I'm going to like begin to dig a hole, but the problem is that like when I dig the hole, I find that it's like quite boring, really, and I'm not getting a dopamine hit from it because I'm using my other hand. Yeah. And I'm really unused to like doing something like this without it being like fundamentally really enjoyable.
Well, there's a saying that they have in Frogtown, which is, the elder Frogden, to climb the mountain, had to jump 5,000 times, and Frogden made a story up to himself in order to help alleviate the boredom of the jumping. He would say, every bounce I will give myself one pat on the back, and that'll allow me to enjoy this moment in every tiny moment.
So
did you cut out then?
No, I heard what you were saying. I think my microphone cut out, but I heard your great speech, your great story of your people. That's really beautiful and motivating. So even if you don't really feel like doing something, you can sort of like sigh up yourself into believing that you're motivated.
Exactly.
He really felt grindingly depressed through all of the jumping.
He did, but he you're able to trick yourself. The moral of the story is we have really stupid brains that we can fool if we come up with clever tactics.
I'm going to, every time that I take a dig with my spoon to get us out of here, having learned from the lesson of your people, having learned from the resilience of the frog people who have lots of depression and anxiety in general, I'm going to sing a happy little digging song to motivate myself.
What does the song go like?
It's just the digging song that the like dwarves do in Snow White.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're off to work we go. Oh. I don't think that's what it sounds like, but that's what my song sounds like.
It just goes,
having a good day, working, digging in the digging. Ho. So I with this like Mary Poppins sort of advice and solution that I've made up for myself, I'm able to find the mental will to keep digging with a spoon. I'm proud. I'm so happy, and I'm also like becoming more just more resilient to you humans, you know. I'm warming up to you is what I'm trying to say. That's nice.
You're not all bad, as I once had thought.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's quite fond of you. I'm really sorry that we've been having such a negative impact on your people. Aside from the church, which seemed like a bit different from what I was expecting them to be. I know that everyone in Browntown, you know, is really, really keen to help us, you know.
I think, yeah.
We can really do a lot if we work together.
Exactly, and I'm starting to gain that kind of mentality also. At first I was a cynical toilet paper eating frog, and now I'm starting to feel like I can help just as much as you guys have been helping.
Yeah.
So
all right, so I think that we successfully dig out of jail, and we end up in one of the chambers of the Great Library. Maybe we just like dig into the Great Library itself, which will be quite convenient.
I think that's what happened. I think we're in the library now. We're in the library, and I'm like, whoa, look at these books.
You must have built like after, because you haven't eaten since you ate Bobson. You must have like worked up quite an appetite.
Exactly. I want to eat a lot. I'm just about to go and eat this, like a whole shelf, when out of nowhere, the Archbishop Loram and his friends, best pals, Commander Ananas and Mr. Roachstyle.
Can you write down these names? It's quite complicated. I need some like notes. Commander Broachstone.
Commander Roachstyle, and what's it? Commander General Ananas, and they surround us and they go, ha ha ha! You have fallen straight into my trap. We knew you would escape.
How did you possibly know that we were going to dig out of there?
Because we read the script. And you don't stand a chance now. Because we are strong and we've played the game for 100 hours longer than you.
Oh no.
And our hands are leveled up to peak level, best in slot. And we spec'd them in the very most, the best way possible.
Oh no, so these guys are essentially just like really sweaty guys.
Exactly. And we set up this whole world so we can sweat in it and win all the time.
How long have you been playing this game?
Since we were 14 years old, and we're now in our 40s.
Wow.
And
that's such a long time.
Started today.
Yeah, Browntown is obviously like the starting zone. I don't know whether the swamp is like slightly more advanced or just like also like the sort of like the...
Yeah, it's like the starting zone of nature, essentially. They're both starting zones.
Yeah, there are like multiple starting zones.
So they're like, what you gonna do? What's the baby gonna do? What you gonna do? And they're sort of like taunting us before the inevitable crushing one hit.
Well, but the idea is that like the point of this game isn't really to excel as an individual. That's why it's like really like if you put in the time and you grind every day, you can become like these guys and you're really like you maxed out, but it's sort of like maxing out in Club Penguin or something.
Exactly.
It's like really quite pointless. The combat system isn't developed at all. Like people who really want to like excel at combat games don't really play this, because this is a game that's just based upon like building stuff and helping. It's a bit like Minecraft. So these guys have built.
They've wasted like over 25 years, essentially.
Yeah. And they've not really reaped any rewards that appreciable, but they're having like a really negative effect on the game because they've got like contempt for all the casuals.
Exactly, and that's why they've set up this whole system in order to mine the casuals and milk them of their good nature.
Yeah.
And then eventually torture them. So
yeah, and that's all that they can do really. Like the only enjoyment that they get from the game is ruining other people's experiences.
So the commander, General Bishop, he changes his hand into a poisonous whip.
Yeah.
And he whips you, giving you a debuff, which will deal a fatal amount of damage in 5 minutes. But it will deal so much damage that your character will be deleted.
Oh no! It will be deleted, and then like I'll be banned from making a new character.
Exactly, bans you from the game.
It's a very powerful poisonous whip, and they had to grind for a long time for it.
Exactly.
They had to like hack the game to develop it.
And they're going to spend the next 5 minutes explaining to you like how they got this whip in your final moments of the game.
Do I still have my gems on where I can't use my wrench hand?
Yeah, none of us can use our special hands.
I'd say to your character that you have to, as quickly as you can, eat as much as you can to gain the knowledge of how to counteract the poison.
Okay, I think I'll have to look for the special area where that knowledge is. This is just like there's like fiction here. There's crime stories. There's biographies. There's DVDs here.
Can you eat DVDs and gain the benefits? Of course.
Maybe, yeah. Should I try? Maybe like I'll eat like an action DVD, like one with Vin Diesel, and I'll be able to.
Yeah.
Action our way out of here.
Yeah. Eat some action DVDs.
So I eat a big pile of DVDs of like lots of different DVDs.
Yeah, like bilge essentially. It's essentially like you eat very, very bad action movies, a whole lot of them, and so you just become like this really hench guy with a machine gun. You become like a sort of like a Rambo anomaly, just pastiche Rambo,
okay.
Mel Gibson, Russell Crowe kind of guy.
I'm drawing a big muscly frog now.
I'm unable to see the Twitch stream also.
Okay. Do you need the link?
No, it's my internet that is the problem.
Is it that bad?
I don't know. Yeah, the internet does get quite bad, but I think it's because other people are using it.
Oh,
I reckon that's it. It's a bit of a pile-up moment.
Everyone's on it.
Maybe.
On a Wednesday. Not Wednesday, Sunday.
On a Sunday evening. That's quite a normal time to be using the internet, really.
It is, yeah, exactly. Well, imagine I've drawn like an action hero, like Frog. He's huge, and...
Did you draw the general in the pineapple onesie?
Yeah, but...
I want to see it.
It was the general, the bishop who whipped you.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Okay, the bishop...
Well,
yeah.
I can see it in my mind, so I don't really need to be able to see the visuals. The visuals are more for other people.
You can look at it later. It's still...
Yeah.
Be saved. I'll upload it. Alright, so... I feel like it's their turn to act, and I feel like two of them haven't acted yet, so I feel like we're going to have to absorb some more attacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've been sort of like CC'd.
You basically...
And so that was my term. Exactly. I missed my term, and now it's your turn. And then initiative, I guess, the Archbishop. It's his turn now. He's like top of the order. We've like gone around.
Okay. I thought he whipped you. I thought that was his turn. But...
Oh, did the Archbishop whip me, or... I thought it was the pineapple onesie guy.
It was the Archbishop that whipped you. He's got the best weapons.
All right, he's had his go, and then I guess it can be the pineapple onesie guy.
Okay, pineapple onesie. What's he going to do?
He's going to like take some action. He's going to try and like even though they have to be like in private to change their hands normally. That's there's something about like the desperation of the situation. They do something like really grotesque, and they start like changing their hands before us. So he's going to change his cross hand, into an Iron Maiden hand, and then he's going to try and but an Iron Maiden hand is like obviously quite heavy, so he's kind of got like a heavy Dark Souls boss thing.
Yeah.
Going on where, you know, if he hits you, it'll be really bad, but he's quite slow because he's just sort of like dragging it behind him.
Okay, yeah, he's whipped it at me, and he's trapped my arm in it.
Oh no!
My arm is I don't need. That's fine. One of my arms is gone.
Yeah, but you have your phenomenal mouth is still in action.
Exactly. Okay, so one arm gone. And what about what's his name?
We haven't really developed the Ferg guy much. He needs some sort of identifying feature.
I drew a picture of him, and he's got like cockroach antennas. That's about it.
Oh, cockroach antennas. Maybe he's the guy who like develops the gemstones, just because the gemstones that take away the powers, that's sort of like an unaccounted for element.
Yeah.
But this guy's the guy who made them. He's like me. He's like an evil version of me.
Yeah.
He has this like passion for developing tools. But he uses his passion for developing tools for evil. He's like creates implements that hinder people and prevent people from helping each other.
Okay, so he's got he made the gemstones, and he's going to use some gemstones. He's going to eat them.
Wow.
And he eats his
and he starts to transform. He's like you. Oh, maybe he's like started as a frog.
Yeah, exactly. He started as a frog.
But he ate so much that you can't like tell. He's really transformed a lot, but he's still got like fundamentally he still eats stuff to gain new powers.
Exactly. So he eats all the gemstones. He's like, well, you think you can gain powers and be the only one to do that? Well, watch your space, mate. And he eats them, but then he didn't realize that actually what he didn't realize is that the fucking gemstones, secretly you peeled off your gemstone from your wrist and you mixed it in one of the power suppressing gemstones.
Yeah.
While no one was looking. And he accidentally eats one of those, and he's like, no, that's the wrong gemstone. And he starts. And
it suppresses all of his powers, including like his like frog absorption powers. So it just turns him back into his level 1 frog form.
Exactly. All right, that's. He's out of the game. He's like, no, I should have known better. I'm high level.
His friends are like, oh my god, he's such a noob.
And what do they do? They're disgusted with him.
They because it's not their turns right now. Okay. But they sort of like just insult him. They lose their loyalty is only premised upon their like elitism. And so as soon as he loses his elite status, they're at a stage where they would wee on him, wee on his very home.
Exactly. All right, so now it's the bishop's turn, and he's saying, well, it's been about 2 minutes, about 2.5 minutes until you're out of here, Snape lookalike. So, have you got any last words?
My last words are that this isn't over. I know that we're better than this. That this is a better game than this. In this game, it's not all about what makes us feel good. It's about building something beautiful together. And it's not about tearing down other people. It's about building other people up. And I've done that. I've brought my frog friend here, and I've done what I can to help him. And I haven't gained from it. He's gained from it, and that's and that's my accomplishment. That's my testament to my belief of essentially selfless construction.
That sounds like loser talk.
But then as he says that, we like turn to you and you eat the last DVD,
which turns out to be something very important. It's the DVD of Oh, Ash is gone again. Just when the story's about to end. Okay. Maybe he eats the DVD of some kind of instruction manual on how the world works and then ends the world.
Oh, hello.
Hello again.
It's a bit rubbish, this internet situation, but next time I'll just hotspot my phone. But okay. We've only got 7 more minutes, so
exactly. it's gonna wrap up soon enough. I'm just thinking of a DVD that I could eat that could end the game essentially. I don't know.
What's your favorite movie?
I don't know. That's a hard question.
What's a movie that you remember as being like particularly like onerous to you? What's like a particularly like bad movie?
I don't know. Maybe I'll eat Freddy Got Fingered.
What happens in Freddy Got Fingered?
It's just like kind of chaos, and it's just like a series of this horrendous scenes that are like of the sort of Jackass era.
Wow, that sounds very odious. That's a really like dark thing to absorb into yourself. What does that look like when your like frog guy eats Freddy Got Fingered? What kind of like transformations ensue?
Well, it just essentially turns the scene into my character shouting and doing something outrageous like swinging a fetus around by its umbilical cord. And everyone sort of being covered in placenta.
Yeah, you've kind of become like the ultimate troll of the game. You supersede their trolling, but it's becoming like a grotesque, annoying movie guy.
And then they say all in unison, "Oh, this is rubbish, we quit."
Yeah, and they log out.
And at the same time, the debuff on you is becoming stronger. Or has it ran out? Has it logged out with the guide casted on you?
I'd say it also like dissipates. It like dispels when they log out, because otherwise I can't really think of a way to solve it using all of these books. So it's for the best that we just like get rid of that problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, we did it. And we level up. We level to level 2.
We have exactly level 2. Well, and that's how Dungeons and Dragons works. You play for like 4 hours straight and then you get 1 level.
Yeah. And so now that we're level 2, we can like fast travel.
Yeah, we can. Where are we going to go?
So might as well. We're going to go back to. I feel like we're just going to go back to Browntown, and we're going to go to your swamp, but we're going to sort of rally everyone's help.
And we're gonna clean it up.
Yeah, and we're going to, that's just the ending. The last 3 minutes are just like a sort of like a happy, all of the humans and the frogs helping each other out. Medley.
Yeah, I think that's positive. And they shake hands.
Yeah, everyone learns a lesson.
Well,
and we sort of build. What we do is like we sort of build. I rally all the humans of Browntown, and we build like a water purification plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water purification plant. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I think we kind of tied up all the loose ends.
Yeah.
That's new for playing that game.
Yeah, we've never really like pushed it all the way through. I think that like our story about, just like telling yourself, you just after every jump you tell yourself good going. Like, well done. That's what we did through this game. This game, the moral of this game was the moral that we needed to complete this game. Yay!
It's tiresome, like just with two people. Not tiresome.
Oh yeah.
It's more of a strain.
Yeah, definitely, of course. That's the way that D&D be. That's why D&D isn't a two-player game traditionally. But I think we did very. I'm very happy with our story. I would like it to be. I would read it. I would watch the silly cartoon version of it, and enjoy it. I especially like the frog god, sort of frog god detour.
Well, yeah, those sort of like small feeling out like little bits, and then when you sort of have to come up with like little obstacles, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And you did a good job of keeping us on track, bearing in mind the time. Yeah, I think that like having a set ending time is really a good thing as well. It means that you can't like get caught up in faffing about, really.
No, someone's got to keep time. I enjoyed it, yeah.
Structure.
I'd be up for it again next week if you are.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can
we should play with Jan and Will. It'd be really funny.
Yeah.
Will is funny. Will is really funny to play this game with because he's quite like a chaotic element because you can't guess whether he's going to say anything or what it's going to be.
Exactly. Anyway, exactly. I've said exactly like 2,000 times in this stream. I'll try and remove it from my vocabulary next time.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to next week we won't have any connection issues because I'll just use my internet on my phone, which will be fine.
Nice one. Well, anyway, goodbye.
And then I'll be able to watch the drawings the whole time, which was an extremely good part.
Yeah, I think that adds to it. It is quite like by the end I'm pretty tired. I didn't color in the last page, but it feels like a lot of content for something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it feels like so productive as well. It's like, well, same as like your drawings that you did of like the Apple game that we did. That makes the Apple game so beautiful and meaningful.
So for anyone who doesn't know, the Apple game was basically this game, but we created a universe revolving around apples inside of people. Maybe we'll go back there at some point. I don't know. I was just explaining to the ether what that is.
Yeah, to the viewers.
Okay, cool. I'm going to end the stream now, so goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye.